Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be looking at messages from your person. So there are three groups to choose from. Group 1 is this Amethyst. Group 2 is the Rose Quartz. And group 3 is the Desert Rose Selenite. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video if you would like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Amethyst. So I'm going to start off with some tarot and get kind of a feel of the current energies between you and this person, some clues about who they are for Group 1. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, which is Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. The Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. The King of Swords, which is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. The Knight of Cups, water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The Five of Cups, so more water energy. The Ten of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The Queen of Wands, so more fire energy. And the Knight of Swords, so more air energy. So this looks to be a connection where in the past, the spiritual aspects of this, maybe some downloads or activations that happened, that were sparked, some kind of Kundalini awakening or spiritual awakening that was instigated through meeting and interacting with this person. It was something which, it was very burdensome. It was something which may have really caused this person to run from the connection, to run from you, to kind of push this away, some resistance to really explore that. But it looks like the energy of that is starting to shift. Some clarity is coming in. This person is maybe getting some inspiration, some guidance. Something is becoming clear to this person, that what they in fact were running from at one point in time through this connection with you is in fact wish fulfillment. Sort of the ascension process that they may have been trying to avoid and kind of stuff down or ignore, that nevertheless these kind of grand universal forces are compelling them to go within, to really review themselves, review their concepts on love, their worldview, to really reevaluate their ideas on love. Perhaps even a fear of success, maybe some feelings of unworthiness, wanting love, and then when love presents itself, feeling undeserving of that, and thus pushing it away or sabotaging the connection. This could have been what happened in the past with you. With this Knight of Swords here, and also with this Knight of Cups, this is really speaking about some truth that is coming to them about, again, the ways in which maybe their words or actions have really caused them to be at a distance now from this gift of love that was really wanting to come in. Some clarity is coming with this Queen of Wands and King of Swords about this passion, this intensity, this spark, this chemistry that they have for you, and that they are feeling and experiencing in multiple layers of their life through this connection. There's a deeper understanding, coming to terms with that, becoming more comfortable with that. This process of really cutting through those fears and opening up with the Hierophant to, again, more of the spiritual aspects and elements of this connection, kind of this higher love bond that the two of you share. With this Ten of Wands here, what may have been really burdensome sensations, feeling very overwhelmed by love, or the connection, or just this kind of pressure and intensity of the energy, as they may have moved away from you in the past or moved away from the connection, they have nevertheless held these feelings for you, this attraction deep within, and they're starting to kind of cycle around to a point of really recognizing that, wanting to discontinue any kind of resistance or this urge to just sort of keep that within, kind of hold those feelings and that passion within. And there's a desire with this Swords energy to speak some truth, to kind of sever or end some patterns, some cycling around, to, with that Three of Pentacles, really start fresh, really build upon this, explore the spiritual aspects of this connection, and do something with that in the material world, to kind of move beyond the sense of loss with this Five of Cups here, that they may have felt as a result of kind of cutting off contact with you, denying their feelings, or rejecting the growth that was really instigated or asked of them in many layers and levels of their life when you first encountered this person. By moving away at one point in time from this connection, it's not felt good for them. It feels like a decision that they have been in some regret about. This may have also really caused and triggered them to kind of evaluate some ways in which they've self-sabotaged as kind of a pattern in love in the past, looking at some incidents of heartbreak, maybe some loss of love or some rejection that may have happened in the past for them, which caused them to become very guarded, very closed off, to kind of push away love, to operate more from the mental space as opposed to the heart space. But with this Knight of Cups, it looks like that evolution is happening where they're bringing things down from the logical mind into the heart space. Opening up to this, with the Hierophant, this awakening process, more of the, the spiritual needs that they have, looking beyond kind of the logic of the situation or the circumstances between you, and recognizing that this spiritual component, it is in fact a very key ingredient with this Three of Pentacles for building, upon a very successful and long-term relationship with you. This could have been something which was very lacking in other relationships in their life previously, that could have been very just kind of physically based or very logically based. It looked good on paper. It made sense in kind of practical ways, but there was something on a soul level that was it was missing, it was absent, and that kind of, it led to sort of a limited experience in love or disappointments in love, which this person hadn't been able to really recognize that is what was missing. And so it looks like they were kind of operating, or have been operating from a while, from this place of sort of distortion. But something is really in the process of shifting in this person's mindset, in this person's worldview. Clarity is happening. It's coming in very swiftly, these epiphanies, this process of really cutting away from feelings of loss of love in the past or disappointment in love in the past, and really seeking this liberation of that heart space, seeking to liberate this passion and this attraction that they have for you, standing in that, speaking that authenticity, moving through fear into a place of empowerment to express and experience the love that kind of flows between the both of you, and that through time and even through a process of denial has nevertheless, it's been there. It's been almost this permanent foundation within them, that through the ebbs and flows of their life up to this point, and whatever circumstances have happened in a separation or silence between you, that core of love has always been there. It's something which they are now starting to recognize, starting to realize, and starting to really feel that this is the seed for kind of an abundant and long-term future with you. So I'm going to get a few oracle cards to get a little bit of clarity for this. Group 1. Okay, so we have Waking the Lion. So this definitely speaks to liberating that passion, that love that they have for you, that they may have really stuffed down within, really denied, really sought to suppress. They may have been kind of fearful of this as well. And this speaks to this process of self-mastery that is taking place within this person currently. I'm also, obviously with this lion, then that kind of pertains to Leo energy. So that could be relevant to your situation as well. And we have Roots of Abundance. So again, this is speaking to, this foundation in the spiritual aspects of this connection that are starting to become apparent to this person is very crucial in kind of building a solid foundation, that they're recognizing how this may have been lacking in other situations, and that led to some disappointment. This is feeling very similar here, just this imagery on this particular Three of Pentacles card, and it's Two of the Pentacles as this kind of this root system, and then this third pentacle is sort of above ground. And so it's again kind of speaking to the intangible connection that the both of you have, this kind of etheric connection, this connection deep within the core, deep within the soul, and that is the basis for building a legacy of love together that is lasting, that can weather storms, weather kind of the ebbs and flows, because of that core of love. And so this person seems to be in a process of recognizing that, appreciating that. There's a little key right here over in the corner. I don't think you can see that because it's pretty small, but that's really feeling in relation to recognizing this spiritual connection between the both of you as kind of the key to a successful relationship. This is a key ingredient that they may have overlooked, not really appreciated or recognized the importance of in terms of building loving, lasting relationships in their life in general. But this key, it's kind of like the door to this understanding is being unlocked for them. And we also have ears wide open. So again, this talks about this clarity, this epiphany, some downloads that could be coming in for this person. Something that you said to them in the past about this connection, about the bond between you, some ideas about love or romance that you may have shared with them that they just kind of brushed off or really denied or weren't really ready to process, but nevertheless it feels like a seed that was planted, which is also bringing me back to this Three of Pentacles with those two pentacles kind of beneath the ground that are kind of tied to and then bursting forth as that third pentacle above the surface. So something is really has broken open within them, this resistance, this period of resistance, of denial, of just operating from the logical level. They're breaking that hold, and they're recognizing that a balanced approach of taking into account logic and feeling is a better method towards successful relationships in general in their life, and toward moving into being able to kind of navigate with the energy, the bond that still exists between the both of you, despite what was said or done, or what the circumstances you find yourself in. They're moving into a space of really being able to kind of recognize that, listening to the call of their soul, the call of their heart, maybe kind of shutting out the opinions of others that could have really shaped their views on love, or some opinions other people had about the nature of your connection, your relationship, and if this person should pursue it, if this is a good match for them. They're starting to listen to their own internal guidance. So this definitely seems to be this energy of this person kind of surrendering to the spiritual aspects of self and of this journey, and breaking away from any kind of resistance energy, or an inability or unwillingness to really recognize that what they were in fact pushing away or kind of denying, because maybe the package in which love showed up, the situation between the both of you is very different from their notions, their preconceived ideas of what the perfect partner would look like. And they're starting to kind of liberate themselves from those bonds, from those chains and those boundaries, to expand their horizons, expand the potential both within themselves and in this connection and their ideas of love. So let's get some messages now from this person's higher self, group 1. What do they want to say? All right, and they say, be patient. So this is speaking about, this process of unfolding, of kind of the liberation of self. It's something which, it may take some time to kind of layer by layer, kind of dig down into the root of maybe some of this resistance in the past that they've been going through, and, to kind of step into a new way of being, a new way of perceiving love and showing up in love and in this connection. So it feels to be kind of this energy of change is happening beneath the surface, with all this kind of reference to, kind of this mental energy and sort of the fire within the soul, and then this, these images of kind of like root systems. And so they're really speaking about, if you're not seeing a lot of immediate results of this change, of this transformation in the material realm, in the 3D realm, in their actions, words, and choices, that is, it's not indicative, it's not a true reflection of what's going on within, that inside there's a lot changing, there's a lot happening. And so it may take some more time before those changes are then manifested in the outside world in changed behavior, or a different kind of result from what you were previously or currently experiencing with this person. And they also say, I could only work with what I had at the time. So this is referring back to maybe some distortions in their views on love, some kind of heartbreak that they had been holding on to from past situations that, led to this kind of guardedness, almost pushing away the blessing of love that was coming in for them in the form of this connection. And so they're acknowledging that they were maybe operating from a very limited perspective, but at the same time, you know, there was reasons behind that. There is a root cause, which again, they're really in this process of getting to that, figuring out that root cause within themselves and kind of dislodging from that. They also say mistakes are the soul's lessons. So that kind of fits in with this Five of Cups energy of this regret, this loss, any decision to kind of push this connection, push you away in the past. It didn't feel good. It felt definitely like an error in judgment on their part. It's something which has stuck with them. It's kind of, it's remained within them. It's kind of pestered them. And it's really been something that over time, they've now had this ability to explore that. Why are they still feeling that? Why are they still maybe feeling some regret? Why have they not been able to just move beyond this? Why are they maybe calling into question the words that they said or decisions that they made of the past? And that questioning is what has then led them into this path deep within, to the spiritual aspects of themselves and recognizing the truth of the situation between you. And we also have listen to your heart over what others say. So that fits in very well with this ears wide open card, where they are starting to listen to their heart, to their soul, really shutting out the opinions of others, or even some narratives within themselves that could have stemmed from heartbreak or loss of the past. They're starting to kind of move away from those illusions and listen to a part of themselves that is willing to take a chance on love, that, you know, wants to experience something different than what they have experienced up to this point. It's a voice that has always been there, but they may have silenced or ignored. But they're starting to pay attention to that. They're starting to pay attention to the signs that they're getting, the guidance that they're getting, the downloads that are happening. They're kind of moving into this energy of, instead of pushing away the spiritual aspects of this connection and the spiritual components of self, which are seeking to evolve, kind of fueled and instigated by the interaction between you and the connection between you, they're now giving that some more credence, giving that some more attention, kind of listening to this call from within to grow and evolve and transcend beyond patterns and belief systems. So let's get some more messages. Group 1, what does this person want to say? Okay, and they say, I'm seeing through the illusion. So confirmation of what I was just saying about, you know, these narratives, these mindsets, even the opinions of others that may have really clouded their vision or left them very jaded about love. They're starting to transcend that, to kind of break away from that, to liberate themselves. And step into this energy of clarity and kind of more of a balance between the head and the heart. And we also have trigger happy, so unfair. So definitely speaking about the energetic intensity of this connection that might have triggered this person to kind of run from this, to block this out, to rather than explore the depths that were possible between the both of you, to cling very tightly to their beliefs about love or their ideas of what a relationship should look like, to really cling on to any pain from the past. But this is in this process of being kind of untangled for them. These triggers are really a route into healing, into the aspects and areas of self, this wounding that they've been carrying around with them, that has kind of shaped their experiences and really in a lot of ways served to kind of push away opportunities and blessings that may have come to them in the past in the form of this connection and other situations where they were kind of hesitant to be emotionally vulnerable, to really expose that kind of tender part of themselves out of fear of rejection or loss or being hurt. But they're moving into this space of really owning that, of recognizing that, of kind of nurturing themselves and these wounded and delicate parts. And they also say, I'm scared, it's too risky. So that speaks about, this hesitation to really open up, to be vulnerable, some kind of a heartbreak or loss from the past really has stuck with this person. They could have been carrying this around for quite some time, or even just what they were seeing in the people around them, the people they care about, maybe something in their family of origin or something with a family member or friends where, love just, it turned very, very sour and very painful. They could have seen a series of, messy divorces, child custody, people whose spirits were really trampled and broken through their experiences in romance. And this could have been something that really caused this person from an early age or for a long time to put up a guard and kind of make this vow that they would not fall into that same pit, that same kind of what they might have perceived as a net or a trap. And so they could have avoided a depth of intimacy out of kind of this fear of setting themselves up for hurt and kind of disaster. But this is something where they're recognizing how that fear has really limited their experiences, how they've pushed away opportunities for abundance, for really building a solid connection, a solid foundation that is spiritually based out of this fear of really being emotionally vulnerable. And it almost feels like the energy of kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy for them, where this fear and this resistance to opening up and being vulnerable, it has led them large in part to relationships that were very surface level, that were very materially based, and kind of when difficulties came, these relationships couldn't withstand those storms. They couldn't kind of rise to the challenge of whatever that was personally or within the situation, and they just kind of crumbled and fell away, which may have reinforced these ideas of loss that this person was really holding inside. But they're starting to recognize how that kind of that narrative has really then predicted the results that they have been experiencing, almost like the law of attraction becoming apparent to them, how a shift in their mindset and their outlook and their energy is able to then manifest a different series of results and circumstances and experiences than what they have been encountering up to this point. And they also say, I hate that I love you. So there's a push-pull energy here, leaning into this, wanting to, explore this, surrender to this connection, to opening up to being emotionally vulnerable. But this being so new to this person, it's definitely a call which is pulling them out of their comfort zone and into the area of, vulnerability and the possibility that things could work out well or they could not work out well. And it's something which is really drawing them. It's really compelling them from a soul level. And it's something to where they may be struggling with some kind of control issues here. This resistance to kind of relinquish all the say from the logical mind and kind of drop down into that heart space and create this balanced energy of taking both energies into account when dealing with love or dealing with this situation. And so this is something that, this is again, this energy of kind of getting down to the root of that fear and that resistance to kind of unravel or unbind themselves from any pain that they've been holding on to, even unconsciously, that has really been kind of causing them to put up barriers and walls and push away love. So let's get some more messages. Group 1, what does this person want to say? All right, and they say our paths and lives are aligned. So this speaks to starting to recognize kind of the entwined nature of your souls, recognizing how the ways in which this connection has triggered them, that it's been an invitation to explore those wounded parts, to really do some healing on the self and to step into new possibilities for life and for love. And they also say, I just want to call you, but I won't. So that's that push-pull energy of really feeling compelled to step toward this connection and also being held back by that fear. And that ties in with this be patient card about, this is a process of this person surrendering a mindset, a way of being, surrendering these fears and kind of moving beyond them. And they also say, take me close to your heart. So this is speaking about dropping into that heart space, really, seeking to explore that, to kind of liberate these feelings that they may have been holding in for quite some time for you, these unexpressed feelings, or even the true feelings that are very contrary to what they may have said in the past. They're, meeting you, trying to meet your energy from the heart level. In the higher realms, you're connected. You're guiding this person through this process. You're a companion and a support for them as they do this work on themselves. And so this feels like definitely an invitation to actively participate with them in that capacity. Feel into your heart and feel the truth beyond what you're seeing or not seeing in this person in terms of their 3D actions or words. But beneath all of that, which is kind of almost a pain response, a trigger, just wanting to kind of push things away, beneath that there's so much love and so much connectedness that they feel for you that's really helping them to kind of move beyond this tendency. And they also say, you bring joy into my life. So again, this speaks to this root of love that is there, that is really, calling them within, calling them to do this work, this healing work on themselves, both for the benefit of the connection and also for their enjoyment of life in general. Operating in the world in such a way with such skepticism and, just kind of expecting the worst out of people, out of situations, out of love. It has really served to just, I feel, provide this person with a lot of examples that reinforce that narrative. And as much as they may have pushed this connection away in the past and really just tried to put this connection in the same box with all their other experiences or preconceived notions, there's a truth which is shining through, that this connection, this bond, this energy between the both of you, it is of the next level. It is very spiritually based. It is very different than what they may have experienced with other people. And it's something which is helping them to step more into that space of optimism and joy and kind of leave behind, the narratives of loss and dissatisfaction and pessimism that may have really been kind of steering their life up to this point. So I'm going to get a few more messages from this person, group 1. All right, and they say, people look up to me and I don't want to let them down. So this can tie into, that energy with the ears wide open and listen to what your heart says over others about, the ideas that others may have really instilled in them as far as what relationships should look like, what love should look like, maybe even some opinions that people had about this connection between the both of you that in the past had really deterred this person from taking a chance on love. But this feels like something that they are, again, a binding within them, that they are in this process of really identifying and unraveling and separating themselves from, so that they can listen to the call of their heart, the soul, the truth from within that is really calling them to trust in and explore this connection with you. And they also say, you inspire me to do things I've never done. So this speaks of that healing work and that emotional vulnerability, taking a chance on love, trusting in love. This could be so different from what they've experienced up to this time, what they've allowed themselves to experience up to this time, but they're definitely being pulled in this direction, in the direction of evolution, in the direction of this connection and of experiencing something more in their life. They also say, I'm ready to be in a serious, committed relationship with you. So that talks about that truth of their heart, that it is safe to love you, that this connection can be a source of sanctuary for them, where they may have been really running from this before. They've kind of shifted that mindset to wanting to move back in the direction of you, back in the direction of this, to take a chance on love where they may have really denied their feelings or kind of pushed this connection away in the past. And they also say, when I said I didn't love you, that was a lie. So that's a wonderful message to close this portion of the reading with for you, group 1. And this really speaks to, again, the things that might have been said, the ways in which they may have self-sabotaged or pushed you away as kind of a defense mechanism. Even their silence or their inaction in the 3D world at this time, it is not a true reflection of what they hold within. This person has a lot of kind of deeply entrenched wounds surrounding love that they are starting to unravel, kind of liberate themselves from, and they're stepping more into that space of being able to come to you in an open and authentic way, as a more healed and self-aware version who is excited and willing to take a chance on love, where before they may have just kind of been stuck in this holding pattern of resisting love, resisting the blessings and the gifts and the joy which can emanate from that. So I'm going to get another oracle card, one of these little hummingbird cards, for some guidance from Spirit for you about this connection, group 1. Okay, and we have iridescence. Let your true colors sparkle, glimmer, and glow for all to see. So this is really speaking with that butterfly up here about this transformation that is taking place within this person, and ultimately within this connection. With the transformation of the butterfly from the caterpillar into the butterfly, that is something which takes time. There's a lot that happens within that chrysalis, that cocoon, that happens kind of behind the scenes, where it's not so apparent what is happening. From the outside, it can look just like almost like a seed pod or something very inert, that there's nothing happening. But within there, there's definitely kind of a dissolution of the old way of being, only to be reformed into, something which goes from kind of terrestrial, very kind of mundane and physically based, into an aerial creature, something that is able to kind of transcend the limits of its previous environment or its previous ability to kind of maneuver within the world and to kind of take off into these larger horizons. So this really speaks to the evolution and transformation of this connection, ultimately through this work that this person is doing, kind of like slowly but steadily, this internal work within that holds the possibility further down the road for some really great breakthroughs between the both of you. This liberation of the feelings which they've been holding within. They're in this process of kind of getting to know that, coming to terms with that, working up this courage and this bravery to transcend limited beliefs and experiences, and really allow love to kind of make them soar beyond their previous conceptions and notions, to experience different heights of intimacy and connectedness, both with you and in general in their life and with other relationships, stepping into this authenticity, this kind of balance between the head and the heart, kind of not really listening to the opinions or expectations of others, or previous belief systems that they've had, but really in this person feels to be in this process of ascension and transcendence in multiple ways in their life. And when they come back around to you with some contact or an offer of love, it will definitely be something that is, you will notice a lot of distinct changes in this person, in their energy, and even the language that they use, that they their belief systems about love, the way in which they are showing up in the world, and just even vibrationally, it will be quite evident to you that change has occurred, that growth has occurred within this person. And at that point in time, they're in this process of really raising their vibration to meet you at a level that is compatible with the work you've been doing on yourself, so that the both of you can really explore some new, terrains together in this connection and in love. So I'm going to get some initials for you now. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, so we have X, H, D, F, M, O, A, W, S, T, and V. So those are your messages, group 1. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 2. You chose the rose quartz. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get kind of a feel of the current energies between you and this person, some clues about who they are. Group 2. Okay, so we have the King of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The Knight of Swords, which is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. I'm sorry, this is the Page of Swords, air energy. And the Magician, which is Gemini. And we've got the Knight of Swords here, so more air energy. We've got the Seven of Cups, which is more water energy. The Lovers, Gemini. The Four of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the Ace of Cups, so more water energy. So this could definitely be a twin flame that you're dealing with here with the Lover's card and the Four of Wands, which is often seen as the 1111 card. This is something where with the Page of Swords, this person is daydreaming of another chance with you, perhaps dreaming of you. You could be meeting in the astral realm with this person often. They could also be watching you from afar, maybe watching you on social media. What they're seeing of you, or the ways in which they are sensing maybe an energetic shift within you, or reflecting back on the connection with you, or as they've had time to really kind of process things, whatever maybe put you into a place of separation or no contact. Some clarity is starting to come to this person with the Knight of Swords here. They're starting to cut through some illusions or resistance, maybe with the Ace of Cups, to love, or to accepting a love offer from you, or offering love to you in the past. That this is something where they may have really kind of feared this. Maybe a fear of commitment could have been an issue here, or they had with the Magician some kind of other ideas or priorities about things they wanted to create in their life prior to opening up to love that caused them to walk away or sabotage this connection in the past. But there's been some evolution that has happened, some maturity that has happened in the heart space. The love that they have for you has kind of grown over time with this King of Cups. The Seven of Cups is talking about, again, these choices that were made to invest in this connection or move in another direction, to give love a chance, or to perhaps focus on other things. And the decision which was made, it may have been at the expense of love, at the expense of the calling of their heart. And it's something with that Page of Swords that they have been kind of looking back on. They've been reflecting on this in the time since you parted, since you last were speaking with this person. And there's this desire, this energy here to kind of make a different choice now, to invest in this connection, to give this connection an opportunity to work on building upon the foundation of love, which you both have for each other, seeing this as maybe the intensity of the love that you have for one another, rather than being kind of a risky investment, kind of a passion that they may have had some fear would just would burn out very quickly, and that there wasn't really much else to go on beyond this kind of tangible chemistry between the both of you. This feels like somebody who's really in this process of reevaluating that, and starting to recognize how the energetic bond between the both of you, this kind of unexplainable and sort of higher level energy, that this is in fact the makings of a very successful connection, a very successful relationship. This is something which, as they've had time to reflect, they're recognizing how this is very unique from other experiences that they've had in love. This is something that is almost once in a lifetime, that to continue to move in a direction away from this will leave them with ultimately almost a sense of void. It's a place within their heart that cannot be filled by others. Now that they have tasted and experienced to some level what is possible in love through the connection with you, it's very difficult to achieve that or accomplish that with others. And so they're starting to put a lot more value on this. This feels like somebody who, again, is moving into this energy of wanting to invest in this connection, to open their heart, to give love, to offer love, where they may have really kind of withheld that or withdrawn that, or chosen to focus in another direction. So any kind of energy of resistance that may have existed between you in the past, it looks to be dissipating. This person is feeling more into that heart space, with this Magician card here, and he's holding that cup of love. So this is really wanting to, seize the opportunity between the both of you to, accept this love, this invitation of love, which your souls have offered to one another, to invest in that, to work with that, recognizing that, love is not something which would hold them back from their dreams, but it is in fact something that can help to fuel the forward momentum in their life. So this is somebody who looks to be maybe even wanting to come back around for some reconciliation, to give this love a chance. They may be somebody who is planning to come in very quickly with that Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups with a love offer for you, a declaration of love, maybe long unspoken feelings, or just expressing to you some clarity that they have come to during this time apart, that either that, possibly you two are soulmates. They've come to this realization. If you had expressed views about twin flame in the past, and they had just kind of dismissed that concept, it was something they didn't really want to explore, they were a bit hesitant about, maybe operating from some kind of disbelief, or even for some of them, some kind of idea that they had about somebody else who was their soulmate, somebody else who they had this idea was their one, either a specific type of partner or someone else they had been dealing with in the past, and they made a choice not to explore this connection out of maybe holding out hope that things would work out with this other person. It feels that they've had some time to reflect. Some things have kind of developed or become clear about the truth of that connection with this other person, or maybe what didn't actually transpire as they thought it would. And it has really caused them to kind of reevaluate, to, be faced then with a choice to continue with the Seven of Cups, to continue to move in a direction that is far away from that wish fulfillment, that is far away from that compatibility, that counterpart, that true soulmate energy, or to, make this choice to course correct, to really give this love a chance, to explore this, to invest in this, to cherish this connection. What they may have overlooked about you and the bond between the both of you is now starting to take on some importance. It's something that, with this King of Cups here, and he's looking at this very large, very profound, I'm almost feeling this deep soul bond, this connection between the both of you, that he's looking at this with some reverence, wanting to explore this, wanting to acknowledge this, where in the past they may have kind of turned away or sort of denied this. These unacknowledged feelings are finally and perhaps for the first time being explored and recognized. So I'm going to get some oracle cards to get a little bit of clarity for you about this group too. Okay, and we have the Rose's Kiss. So this is really speaking about this desire to experience the sweetness of what is possible in this connection, to, explore the abundance that is there. Some obstacles with these thorns here that may have really stood in the way of this person, or caused them to be very guarded in terms of really savoring what was available for them in the past in this connection. Kind of some ideas of wanting to, avoid pain, or again some kind of preconceived notion about somebody else who they felt was a soulmate or even a twin flame, if they are familiar with that language for them, that kept them at a distance from this connection. It's something that, these odds that they were feeling were stacked against the both of you are now feeling pretty minimal in retrospect, in hindsight, and comparatively speaking, that, the prize, the treasure of this love and what's possible, it is worth that effort to transcend these obstacles, to move in the direction of one another. There's a sense also with this ladybug of this person really feeling lucky to have met you, feeling lucky to have experienced you. And there's this desire to move back in that direction of good fortune, the good fortune of this very intense and deep soul love that you both share. And we also have a burst of magic. So this also speaks to, with this lotus flower here, kind of transcending that darkness, those obstacles between the both of you. This desire that this person has to really put in the effort to, allow this love to flourish, to encourage this love to flourish. That this is something where, with these kind of maybe some fears of intimacy, fears of commitment, or even holding out hope for another partner, another person, a specific person that just kind of left them feeling stuck and in this holding pattern. There's some recognition that's happening that, liberation for them and the life that they have been seeking, that they have been dreaming about, the love that they have been dreaming about, that it is, a higher level love is possible with you, something that kind of transcends those boundaries, those barriers, those preconceived notions. And it is definitely the energy of wanting to, invest in that, wanting to, also the reference to magic and the magician. I feel really, call this in, as this person may have been trying to actively call their soulmate in. Something has become clear to them that it is in fact you, perhaps a person who they may have overlooked or sort of pushed away in the past, that this is in fact what they have been seeking. And this is causing them to kind of shift directions, to maybe reevaluate a choice that was made in the past, not to invest in this connection. And we also have tender embrace. So to me, this is really speaking about, again, this kind of twin flame or soulmate energy, very kindred souls, very compatible souls. There's a harmony and a balance between the both of you. And it speaks of this desire to kind of move back in the direction of this, to work towards union, towards harmony, toward really accepting the cup of love that is offered and offering a cup of love in exchange. Sort of this equal give and take energy here. And where they may have been really running from this, running from you, it's again this desire to really shift that, to kind of change directions. We have here on this elephant as well, I don't know if you can really see that, but up there on this elephant's head, there's like this golden heart that's kind of, it's emerging from the skin almost. And so this is really speaking about, loving thoughts of you, like with that page of swords here, this desire, this dream for closeness, this recognition as well that, happiness and the love that they've been seeking, it is in fact to be found in the partnership with you. You are the person that they have been searching for. And really this speaks to this person getting very clear, very focused, a certainty that is happening where their happiness lies, where, compatibility lies for them, not in the form of something else they may have been prioritizing, or somebody else they may have been prioritizing, but it speaks to recognizing, to acknowledging, to becoming awakened to the very unique and deep and precious bond that exists between the both of you. So I'm going to get some messages from this person's higher self for you now. Group 2, what do they want to say? Okay, and they say you are always in my thoughts. So great confirmation there of what I was saying with this elephant and the little heart, almost in the head space, and even this daydreaming with the page of swords, that, they're reconsidering a choice that they made. They're seeing you in this connection with different eyes. They're thinking differently. They're reevaluating a decision that they may have made, or even who they were thinking of as their perfect partner, or just if it was a specific person or even just a different type of person, that these thoughts are being called into question. They're starting to get some clarity and really become very clear about the direction that they want to move romantically, and it definitely feels like in the direction, or back in the direction, of this connection. And they also say, I miss you. So they're longing for that closeness. They could be filled with a lot of kind of regret for the choice that was made to not act upon this, to not take that cup of love that was offered, or to offer you a cup of love when they had a chance. They're recognizing, with this kind of that tender embrace and the rose's kiss, the harmony with that Four of Wands, that stability that existed between the two of you, this compatibility, this kindred soul energy that, no matter what depth or layer your connection went to in the past, whether this was somebody who was just kind of in your peripheral, somebody who maybe was a friend, or even somebody that you had a romantic connection with in the past that you are now in separation from or no contact. They're missing the cohesion of your energy. They're missing that that kind of beauty and that harmony and that very sweet vibration that you both shared almost effortlessly with each other. They're missing the time spent and the ways in which I feel that you understand them, you get them at a soul level, almost beyond the words that are said, beyond the actions. You're able to really see in and feel into who they are beneath all of that, the layers and the masks and the wounding and the projections. And it's something which, they're really missing that. They're missing having somebody in their life that resonates with them and accepts them so purely just as they are. And they also say it's not the right time. So this really speaks about this desire that they have to move back in your direction, to really act upon these feelings that they have, that there could be a lot of other things standing in the way. Because that choice has been made, it may be quite a journey to kind of retrace their steps back to you. They could even be at this point of this Ace of Cups, this realization where it has become clear to them who you are to them and what they want with you. But then it's a process to evolve from that Ace of Cups into this King of Cups, a process of kind of moving away, of disconnecting from things in their life or even people in their life which do not support this vision that they have for themselves and what they want in the future with you. And they also say open your heart. So they are hoping that you would be open to hearing from them again, that despite how they may have kind of rejected you or not really seized on an opportunity to act upon these feelings in the past, they're hoping that there is still the possibility that in time, when they make their way back to you, that you would be receptive to them, that the feelings you had for them, the bond and the chemistry that you once shared, they're hoping that still exists. And it's creating this sense of urgency I'm feeling in this person to really do what is necessary to kind of remove some obstacles from their life. I'm getting to with that, these elephants on this tender embrace card, that's really bringing to mind the Hindu god Ganesha and the remover of obstacles. And so that feels to be the place that they are at right now in this kind of progression back toward a space of harmony with you, that they're in the process of really evaluating things they have surrounded themselves with, even mindsets that they have that are really standing in the way of being able to be a healthy and reciprocal partner, to not just meet you at a level of, kind of a quick and very just kind of in and out energy, but this is somebody who really wants to kind of penetrate those emotional depths, to really be vulnerable with you, to really build upon this, to utilize that love as a foundation, to kind of propel you both forward into growing your material circumstances together. So there may be, again, some other things, some other obstacles and barriers which they are in this process and needing some time to kind of evaluate and transcend or kind of let fall away from their life before this kind of this union can happen. But it does feel like momentum has occurred, a decision has been made, and it's kind of this step-by-step process of kind of building and retracing their steps and carving out a new path forward from where you both find yourself now to a place where union or reunion is possible, or possible once again. So let's get some more messages. Group 2. Okay, and they say, I think often of wanting to see you. So that's speaking again about, you're always in their thoughts. There could be a lot of telepathy occurring between you at this time, or you're getting a lot of reminders, maybe signs and synchronicities, maybe seeing 1111 a lot, like with that Four of Wands card, or seeing their name, or just kind of reminders of them that can be kind of energetic clues that they are thinking of you as well, that there is this momentum, this energy happening that is causing some change, some shift in the circumstances you find yourselves in. It can also be indicative of that shift within their heart space, of kind of opening up to that heart space, allowing their heart to be the judge of their actions, to really prioritizing and accepting and being willing and excited to explore the connection between the both of you. And they also say, I see other people in you. So this is that energy that was coming up about, this kind of this irreplaceable aspect that they have felt with you in this connection, that maybe as a choice was made, as they had kind of placed their hopes on a different type of partner, or a different partner specifically, maybe somebody from their past that they were holding out hope for return, were considering that person a twin flame, a soulmate, and they may have come to a point of having some experience that really fell short for them. In terms of, kind of these illusions that they had, kind of with the Knight of Swords moving through that, recognizing that what exists between the both of you, it's intense, and it's beyond what they maybe had kind of in sort of a fantasy or pedestal kind of way had sort of elevated the experience with another partner or another type of partner, that in actuality that fell short of this kind of wish fulfillment, of this emotional fulfillment. And so there is kind of with that Seven of Cups and that choices energy, where choices to even prioritize on work or on other things prior to really giving love an opportunity, giving love a chance. It's something to where, they're regretting that decision. They're looking around them, maybe seeing other people that are, in happy and stable commitments, other people who have taken a chance on love, or who made the choice to make room in their life for both love and other things. And so it's widening this person's perspective to, being able to have both, focusing on the tangible, on the practical, and at the same time allowing space and giving some priority to love and romance as well. And they also say, I love you to the moon and back. So with that reference to the moon, this can pull up also as well in terms of signs. This can be Pisces or Cancer energy, but this is speaking to me about the illumination that is taking place. Maybe some kind of limiting beliefs, or some kind of illusion that they were entertaining before about who their proper partner was, or what love should look like. That they're starting to recognize how that's kind of they've limited themselves. They have missed an opportunity to really seize love, to experience love by investing in this connection. And through that illumination, a way forward is being shown to them, kind of dimly and sort of step by step, this process of kind of moving away from what no longer serves, and moving in a direction of being able to meet you at a vibrational level, to where you both can be open and ready to invest in this connection and build upon this this very important and tangible kind of like core of love that you have with each other. And they also say, I have the desire to see the world with you. So this is speaking about expanding their horizons, their perceptions, their experiences of love up to this point, moving beyond any notions they had of maybe somebody else who is a better fit for them. They are instead recognizing that the two of you are the more compatible couple. In the long term, the feelings that they have, it is the fuel and fire that is necessary to, to continue to motivate both of you to invest in this connection, to grow in this connection. They may have experienced kind of a cooling off in some other relationships that they're in, or even just some kind of a reevaluation of what they were prioritizing, what they were kind of surrounding themselves with in their material world, or in the ideas that they had crafted for themselves about who their perfect partner was or is. And they're in this process of kind of transcending that, and there's this desire to really explore this connection, to explore the possibility of what this love can grow into with you, recognizing that again this foundation of soul connection, of this bond, this kind of intertwined and kindred soul, this soul family. They're recognizing you as that. They're seeing this as a key ingredient to their success in other ways in their life. So let's get some more messages for you, group 2. Okay, and we have take me close to your heart. So that's more of that energy that ties in with open your heart, and that they're really just, they're hoping that your heart will be open to them when they make their way back to you. They are also listening to their heart, listening to the call within that is really guiding them back to you, that is trying to instruct them that you are in fact the one for them, that you are the best match, you are the most compatible, that you're both lucky to have encountered each other in this lifetime, and that this is it's a rare and precious bond that you share, in something which should not be taken lightly or overlooked or taken for granted. And so they're again kind of moving out of this intellectual logical space and taking the voice of their heart more into account. We also have tell your heart that I'm the one. So again, more that energy of really hoping that your heart is still open to them, that you'll be willing to hear them out when they approach with a love offer. They're recognizing again this truth of their heart, that you are the one for them. You are the one that they dream of, that they've been thinking of, that they have kept in their heart, that has always been in their heart, despite whatever else they may have told themselves or told you in the past. That deep down and beneath all of that, they really consider you the one for them. And they also say not never, but not now. So this ties in with that energy of it's not the right time, and this process that this person is in of kind of relinquishing and releasing relationships or circumstances that no longer resonate with them, or just are not conducive to making this love between the both of you work. So this is speaking that although they've made this shift and this decision, and they're investing in this connection, they're willing to explore this connection emotionally. It's a process as far as really taking those emotions and, like with the magician, kind of manifesting that into some tangible and real world results, to really take that feeling and allow that to propel them forward to a place where they are able to offer you a love that is generous, and that is something that once you receive that, then it can be that foundation, that establishment that you both can then build upon. And they also say, in my dreams, I see a beautiful future with you. So that's that mental energy and that telepathy in dreams that might be quite significant at this time. This person could have also had some kind of a dream or several dreams where this clarity came to them. The truth of their heart was then able to kind of bypass the gatekeeper of the logical mind, and where they may have been really denying or kind of confused about their feelings in the past for you, or just very set on a particular person or type of person other than you. Some clarity has come to them as far as, like with that energy of wanting to see the world, that the life that they had always wanted and imagined was possible, that it's something that can be built together with you. It's something that this love can really help to fuel those dreams, to encourage those dreams, to support those dreams, and that it's something where any kind of fear of commitment, they're starting to move into this place of being comfortable with the sanctuary that a closeness and a partnership with you can offer them. So I'm going to get a few more messages for you, group 2, from this person. What do they want to say? All right, and they say, when I said it was over, I don't know what I was thinking. So again, this speaks to if they pushed you away, pushed this connection away, denied feelings, chose to go in a different route. It's a choice that they have regretted. They have come to this realization that their heart in fact belongs to you, that their happiness lies with you, and this speaks to that desire to kind of course correct in their life. And they also say, I can't figure out why you trigger me so much. So this can speak to fears of intimacy, fears of closeness that may have been triggered by the connection, by the intensity of the connection, the depth of the connection between you in the past that really caused them to kind of push you away, push this away, move in the direction of something that was more kind of predictable or familiar, to stay within that comfort zone. And it's something where, this is part of that process of moving back in your direction that they are kind of in this journey toward. It's this journey into self, to recognize some of those triggerings, those wounds within themselves, even some of these kind of fear of intimacy, kind of a fear of love within themselves, and needing to really heal that, to like purge that out before they are able to come to you as a very open and more authentic version of self than you may have been dealing with previously. And they also say, deep down, I know that this environment isn't the best for me or my kids, but I care more about what happened to me during my childhood. So if they have children with somebody, maybe they chose to stay with a spouse or go back to a person that they have children with. That might have been the choice that was made. That's a choice that, it's filled them with a sense of regret, and yet it's a comfort zone, maybe because this person is culturally similar or religiously similar, again, because there's children, this desire to not interrupt the family unit. And so kind of this almost this fear of following their dreams, of pursuing their heart, of just kind of keeping on appearances, putting on airs for other people, projecting an image of happiness when deep down beneath the surface of a connection that they chose to invest in or return to, beneath that is a deep dissatisfaction. And that's part of this wounding that they're having to work through, this courage that they're having to work through, this process of really transcending those preconceived notions, moving beyond even the opinions of what others would think, and to really answer the call of their own heart so that they can show up both for themselves and really seek that fulfillment, but then also in terms of any children that are involved here, to really set that example for their children as far as following your heart, answering the call of your soul, rather than staying maybe stuck or limited or constricted within the parameters of the expectations of others. And they also say, did you give up on us? So this ties back in with all that energy that was coming up with them wanting, wondering if your heart is open, hoping that your heart is open. This person realizes that whatever was said or done in the past, the choice not to invest in this connection, they are very cognizant of the hurt that caused. They recognize that you may have some trust issues with them now. You may be very hesitant to allow them back in, to open up your heart again. Some time could have passed as well. Or there's an energy of, if they made you feel secondary, like you weren't good enough, then they're not really sure how to kind of undo that damage. This is kind of this process of needing some time to sort of figure that out, how to really approach, how to, really sort of step by step kind of gradually unfold, move beyond those thorns that we saw in the rose's kiss, these obstacles or some painful conversations that need to be had, that need to be experienced in order to reach that potential of the beauty and sweetness that you both had a glimmer of or even a taste of in the past, but that they chose to move in another direction from. So I'm going to get a guidance card now from Spirit for you, Group 2, about this connection. Okay, and we have fresh air and flowers. Spend time amid the natural beauty of the outdoors. So this can talk about this person really grounding at this point, really spending some time alone, some time in introspection to, really discover the truth of themselves, the truth of their heart, trying to strategize a way forward with this open window here. This speaks to kind of opening up that heart space, opening up to love, to the experience of love, or opening up to this connection in general. And with that reference to, flowers, and this speaks also to that sweetness, the potential of sweetness that you both shared, or the experience of sweetness you energetically shared with this person in the past, this is something that's really calling them. This speaks to, you know, them taking the steps necessary to step into a life that is more satisfying, more enriching for them than what they may be currently experiencing or had previously made the choice to kind of make a priority. So it, you know, talks also with these windows about kind of their perception and how that is being cleansed, that is being purified. It is becoming clear to this person where happiness lies. They're recognizing how they may have kind of sequestered themselves or boxed themselves into a very limited idea of who their soulmate was, who their twin flame was, where their love was embodied, or the type of person that would represent that. And so this speaks to kind of transcending those barriers, transcending those limitations, liberating themselves from the confines of any kind of notions, ideas, or even the expectations of others, you know, and kind of stepping out into that wider world of possibility, stepping forth into kind of freeing these feelings that they may have denied or really kept inside, and allowing those feelings to be expressed in the form of an offer of love, eventually and a little bit further down the road. So I'm going to get some initials now. This can be first, middle, or last name for you or this person, or it can spell something out. Okay, so we have N, K, F, J, X, A, P, I, R, and T. So those are your messages, group 2. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the Desert Rose Selenite. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get a feel about the current energies between you and this person, some clues about who they are for Group 3. Okay, so we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. The Nine of Wands, which is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The Wheel of Fortune, which for me as a reader is mutable energy, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius. The Ten of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The Seven of Wands, so more fire energy. The Page of Pentacles, which is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. The Ace of Wands, so more fire energy. And the King of Cups, so more water energy. So this is definitely speaking about somebody who is at a distance from you. With this Page of Pentacles here, this kind of feels to me like the energy of actively watching from afar, somebody who is in your material world, maybe somebody that you work with, somebody that could even be actively kind of seeking you out, searching you out, kind of in a very tangible sense. Maybe they're Googling you, or they've looked you up on social media, they're asking about you. They're really kind of trying to figure out where you are in your life, in your circumstances. There's this desire in this person to move back in your direction, to make some kind of a declaration of love, or to re-spark or reignite the connection between the both of you with this Ace of Wands. They're recognizing that you may have cause to be kind of defensive and guarded with the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands towards them because of what might have happened in the past. Things that were said, or even an action to move in another direction, perhaps something that came in between the both of you, some kind of a level of emotional immaturity that they were operating from previously, an uncertainty about love, or kind of a fear of commitment even. But that some evolution has happened in that capacity where they are recognizing you as this kind of happily ever after, this very blissful feeling. But that kind of, there's a fear in them as well, a hesitation that this is all just fantasy for them, that in reality there would be very little to build upon, very little to go upon. There's some confusion about what to do with that feeling of bliss and contentment and happiness. With the Wheel of Fortune, there is a desire to kind of turn the page, to sort of shift out of the energy that you both find yourself in, to move beyond any kind of wounding or disappointment that might have happened in this connection in the past, and evolve toward working on that happiness, that harmony, that coming back together with you. There's some balancing that this person is currently undergoing within themselves, and kind of the light and shadow aspects of self, a balancing of their masculine and feminine polarities. They could also see you and recognize you as kind of like a soulmate or a twin flame, and that, you know, these kind of the masculine and feminine polarities, the light and shadow within you, it really complements these aspects of themselves. There's an energy here of recognizing you as almost this yin to their yang, seeing that, you know, together you both can be very successful, both in love and in terms of other areas of your life. Recognizing this love as a partnership that can really help to propel both of you in the direction of your dreams. Viewing this love where they may have been really kind of feeling the need to fight against the triggers that may have come up just innately between the both of you or through experiences. They're really recognizing these triggers as beautiful opportunities for growth and expansion. Some healing and evolution in the emotional body within this person has taken place during your time apart, and there's this kind of realization and this desire to very quickly move back in your direction. And to, declare this to you, to really invest more into this connection than they had in the past, perhaps, and to utilize this connection to move you both in the direction of your dreams. There's an energy of, if they had been really fighting this, resisting the urge to explore these feelings in the past, then there's kind of that resistance is breaking down. They're starting to, recognize that, armed with the wisdom of experiences they've had in the past, disappointments they've had in the past in love, that they can more cautiously and kind of astutely navigate through love. So they may have been kind of fearful of getting hurt again in love in the past, and that may have caused them to kind of push this away or not really invest very much, give very much to the connection previously. But they're kind of moving into this energy of recognizing that the past does not need to dictate the future, that they have the ability to change their circumstances, and it starts by changing how they show up in loving connections and the perceptions and belief systems that they have about love. So I'm going to get some oracle cards to get a little more clarification about this for you. Group 3. All right, and we have the land between. So this speaks to this desire to bridge the gap between the both of you. Some investigation could be going on in their part actively to see kind of where you're at in your life, what's happening in your world. Since you've parted, you both have kind of been on these parallel paths of growth and ascension, and it may have been quite some time since you were last in contact or in close proximity to one another. And so there's a need to kind of search that out, to seek that out before making a move, to be able to know and to understand, what does your life look like now? Who have you evolved into? Is your heart still open? Are you available, or are you seeing somebody else? Is there anything that stands in the way of kind of this reconnection? And also this person really feeling that some work needs to be put in to create an olive branch that would be of a nature that you'd be willing to entertain that, to accept that would be sufficient enough to kind of reestablish a foundation, a connection between the both of you. This also really ties into that energy of kind of transcending the past limitations. So not allowing their experiences and any disconnect that occurred between you in the past, or in terms of their expectations of love in other relationships versus the reality of that, not allowing that to continue to dictate their future, but recognizing their ability to create different results, create different circumstances through a changed approach, rather than trying to just kind of settle for any ways in which their needs weren't being met, honored, or recognized. They're instead recognizing the ability that they have to, through communication and effort and the energy of compromise, to create a way forward, kind of this middle ground that you both can meet at. And with that it can be the makings of a very kind of a firm foundation. Up there on sort of the foreground of this card, it's difficult. It's kind of small to see, but this is, it's almost like a little structure that looks to me like on the Four of Wands card in typical, like the Rider-Waite deck, for example, which speaks to, this energy of like a twin flame or a soulmate, this solid foundation, this sanctuary that they feel with you and that they want to return to with you. So that ties in also with this kind of yin-yang energy in the Chariot here. So again, this could be a twin flame or a soulmate that you're dealing with here. And we have the Oracle's gift. So this is speaking about, this cup of love, like the Ace of Cups there, and this desire to really start again, to try again, to make an offer of love, feeling almost that time is of the essence, not really sure if what they have to offer you, if that's going to be sufficient, if it's going to be enough nourishment to really, sustain and rebuild a new possibility between the both of you. And we also have exposed and revealed. So this can be that energy again of watching of really kind of watching you from afar, watching you in the material world, kind of investigating, looking at this, trying to figure out, what is your life like now? What is required of them in order to kind of bridge that gap between what happened in the past and the potential to instigate contact between you or to initiate a new beginning. And there's also this desire to really discuss with you the evolution that has taken place, to really get to know what changes have taken place in your life, to express the ways in which they have maybe moved beyond some kind of, fears of loss, fears of intimacy, really demonstrate to you as well, not just through words, but through tangible action that you are able to see, that you're able to, perceive with your physical eyes, how this person is showing up as a healed and almost evolved version of the person you may have been dealing with previously. So I'm going to get some messages now from this person's higher self for you, group 3. What do they want to say? Okay, and they say, when you hear our song, know that I am with you. So music could play an important part in this connection. You could have sent this person songs in the past, or they sent you songs in the past, or you had a significant memory or a song that is thematically important to your connection, that they're listening to this. They are getting some courage and guidance and inspiration from song lyrics. And this can also speak to this energetic bond that persists between the both of you. You may be kind of hearing songs and it feels like it's coming from their higher self, and that can be confirmation that, in fact, while they're still kind of planning and strategizing and creating the means and the ability to kind of evolve this connection, to really turn this connection, to turn the page with you, that in the interim, their higher self is really communicating with you, is reaching out, is even almost trying to kind of test the waters, feel things out with you, feel out your receptivity. That can be part of this kind of exploration and sort of this process of study, that on multiple layers and levels of their entire being, they are trying to really, anticipate if this is the right time to come forward, and what is necessary to create the potential of a new beginning with you. And they also say, yes, your feelings are correct. So if you sense that this person has been watching you from afar, that they're getting ready to make a move back in your direction, this can be confirmation of that, that what you are energetically perceiving and picking up from on this person's end, that it is in fact truth, that, like with this, the wheel and the chariot, that communication could be fast approaching, that there is an energetic shift that is taking place. There's a desire that is taking place within this person, and they are actively, in the 3D sense, making plans, making preparations, putting a lot of thought and effort in varying degrees into really exploring what is necessary, what needs to kind of occur and come together and manifest in order to have that opportunity to reach out, to put themselves out there, to hopefully start over again in love with you. And they also say, I really do care. So beneath any kind of disconnect, any kind of silence between the both of you, or even as you're feeling this energetic shift, and you might not be seeing a whole lot of that in the material world, they're letting you know that beneath all of that, there's a deep love that they have for you. There's a realization that has come to them, an emotional maturity that has happened. They may be able to show up in love as a more authentic version of self than they had previously. They're working on kind of letting down their guard, kind of toppling some of those walls that they may have had up in their heart to love in the past. And despite what they may have said or how they pushed things away, that could have been triggered from some wounding, some fears of intimacy, fears of love that they were holding on to. And it didn't have anything to do with their feelings for you, but may have in fact been instigated by that. This depth and level of emotion that they felt for you could have been very triggering for them, and they were operating kind of with the tool of sort of pushing that away or running from that, as opposed to really exploring that and allowing that to kind of evolve them to the next level in their life. And they also say, I know we are soulmates. So that's confirmation there of that twin flame soulmate energy that was coming up as well in this reading, and this confirmation that this person has, that they have come to this realization, this epiphany that has happened, that you are the one for them, that this is a connection that they want to invest in. They want to give this cup of love, this offer of love, that this is a love and a bond that is very unique. It is worth tending. It is worth attending to, that it's something where instead of really swallowing them up into more and pain and misery than they maybe were fearing that they would just always be experiencing in love, this love and this connection offers them the opportunity to kind of transcend beyond the limitations of the past and experience different results, create new visions and new memories and experiences of love going forward in the future. So I'm going to get some more messages for you. Group 3, what does this person want to say? Okay, and they say, I'm trying not to lose faith. So this ties in with almost that energy of urgency that was coming up, and this person really trying to find out as much as they can about you, where you're at, what has changed in your life, feeling that they, now that they have this realization, this desire to really, and the ability to really invest more in this connection than they had in the past. There's a sense of urgency to do that. A lot of time might have passed, or there's even a sense of not wanting more time to pass. Understanding your value and your worth now, as a person, as a soul, as a very loving being, and recognizing that anyone would be very lucky to be in a connection with you. And so they're trying to remain hopeful that the damage done in the past between you can be repaired, and that you are still open and available, and that there is room in your life, or you are willing to make room in your life for them when they approach. And they also say, I am awake and confused about all of this. So this person may have undergone some kind of spiritual awakening or had some kind of epiphany. They are definitely awake to this soulmate, this twin flame connection, this bond that you share between you, this higher level love. And it's a sense of confusion in terms of it defies what they may have experienced in love in the past. It's a sense of confusion about how to really undo sort of what was done in the past between the both of you, how to really completely get beyond the walls and the barriers and the guardedness that they have around their own heart, but then also not really being sure what the right approach is, how to come in, when to come in. So a lot of things that they're sifting through, that they're having to manage and juggle and work their way through in order to really turn the page, like with that wheel, and create a new beginning, or the possibility of a new beginning, really re-sparking something, or even re-instigating communication between the both of you with that Ace of Wands. And they also say, connect with me in the 5D. So there could be a lot of telepathy happening between the both of you. You could be dreaming a lot of each other with that, that reference to songs, sending each other songs from the higher realms, maybe even in dreams or in meditation or spontaneous kind of downloads. They are acknowledging with this that they are actively connecting with you as well, in the higher realms, to again kind of test the waters, feel out where you're at, sense into your receptivity to hearing from them again, your openness, your willingness to really try to build some bridges beyond the barriers, obstacles, and kind of the distance between the both of you. And they're also with this this card, this feels like an invitation as well for you to actively engage with them at the higher realms, at the higher self level. And if you've already been doing that, then they are indicating that they're receiving your messages, they are feeling you in that capacity, and it's something which they're inviting you to continue to participate with them in that way energetically while they go through this process of really being able to approach you and make something solid known to you in the material realm. And they also say, cutting fake people out of my life. So they could be in this process of kind of decluttering, people, places, and situations that they may have once resonated with, but really just kind of served to limit them, their perspectives, or were really even kind of draining for them, relationships that weren't really reciprocal. This emotional maturity that is happening with them. I feel a lot of them are really, they're kind of reevaluating that, even if it's people that they've known for a long time, and they've maybe have just been kind of tolerating inequality in the relationship, or kind of a lack of reciprocity, that this is something where they're raising their standards. They're demanding more out of their relationships, out of people, and they're moving into this space of being able to kind of cut away at any barriers and obstacles from them, transcending the limitations of self or anything that really is not serving their highest good at this time. And by doing that, they are, I mean, this process of kind of turning the page, wanting to invest in a new chapter, it goes beyond just this connection. In general, in this person's life, they're understanding that a lot of change needs to occur before they're at a level of being able to offer you something of substance. And that can involve, you know, people that they surround themselves with, habits, lifestyles, maybe even what they're doing for a job, for a career, where they're living. Just a lot of things are undergoing this evolution, this metamorphosis process, to kind of get them into this space of being able to show up as an adequate and enriching partner for you. So let's see what else they have to say. Group 3. All right, and they say, I long to see you. So this desire for closeness, and, you know, with that reference to seeing, it's, again, speaks to me about this actively seeking you out, looking you up, looking to find out information about you, or even if they are in some way in your environment. Maybe you work with this person, or you live in the same town with this person. Maybe they're seeing you out and about. They're hoping to see you out and about when they kind of go out and they're, you know, running their errands, or going out with friends, even, that there's this anticipation within them of wanting to resume this closeness with you, wanting you to be a part of each other's lives once again. And they also say, my heart skips a beat when I see you. So more of that energy of looking, and this anticipation, this excitement that they get, this kind of burst that they get, that's a very unique feeling. It goes beyond just butterflies. It's almost like, you know, the soul flame within them kind of flickering in recognition when they encounter you. And I feel that as this person has really contemplated that in the past, this experience, this sensation, and how unique that is, that it goes beyond just lust or kind of superficial attraction, that it's at the soul level, there's this recognition, this very, you know, compatible and counterpart, this sameness, and it's really something which is compelling them back in your direction, compelling them to invest more in this connection, to open up to this connection in ways that they may not have been able or willing to do before, to bridge that gap between anything that they were, you know, lacking in, any ways in which they withheld their love or withdrew their love, and instead seeking to fan that flame within, rather than kind of repel or recoil from that. And they also say, in you I see the depth of my life's true meaning. So this can speak to that soulmate energy, and, you know, this very intense, high level, high vibrational love that they have for you, that they have experienced in the past, that they may have denied, but like with that awake card, they are awake to this. They are aware of this. It is something which they are accepting, they're cherishing, they are embracing, and it's something which, you know, based on this this kind of core bond between the both of you, like with that chariot, it's really this energy of coming together and being almost stronger together than apart, in order to really propel yourselves to the next level in your life in general, to both challenge and support each other through the continued evolution throughout your life. And they also say, kiss me deep and love me forevermore. So this reference here to kind of this eternal bond, this desire for closeness, wanting to come back together, this energy of wanting to kiss and make up, to be tender and vulnerable with you in a way in which they were unable or unwilling to do before. So I'm going to get some more messages for you, group 3. All right, and they say, don't believe what you see or hear because I am not okay. So if you're able to see this person on social media, maybe you see them out and about and they are, putting on this presentation that everything's great. They're very happy where they are. This is a deception. This is a mask. It's an illusion that they are in the process of kind of eliminating. Deep within there's a desire for something more. They feel like they're just doing what they have to at this point to kind of keep themselves afloat, while at the same time, understanding and kind of working through this process of kind of gradually cutting away at whatever is standing in the way of them attaining their happiness, both within this connection and in their life in general. And they also say, the life I'm living is not going how I had imagined. So again, that's that same energy there with not believing what you're seeing or hearing, and this deep dissatisfaction that this person is in, has been in for a while. Kind of this awakening to this connection, or embracing this connection, this realization of this counterpart, this soulmate energy. It's making them feel very lonely, feeling that maybe they're almost a stranger in their own life, not really being surrounded with people or situations or a lifestyle that doesn't resonate with them. It doesn't resonate with who they are becoming and who they would want to become, who they long to be. And, so in that dissatisfaction is definitely then the pressure to create change, to create movement, to seize that power within their own hands, to create a better future for themselves through a changed mindset and changed actions, to then, as a result, manifest different results for themselves, both in love and in their life in general. And they also say, I miss holding you and touching your skin. So this desire again for closeness, this longing for you, this longing to kind of bring this connection out of the realm of desire and, to create the possibility of a union together in the 3D, wanting you to be in their life again, wanting to be in your life again, recognizing with that energy we had of these parallel paths, how in the separation, you both have kind of grown and changed in your own ways. You've had these different experiences. And it's almost this feeling of this Five of Pentacles energy of being kind of like out in the cold, on this person being on the outside of your life looking in, having to do this kind of investigation work, having to try to piece together from what they can glean, how happy you are, where you're at, where your values are, how any of that has changed. And it's both kind of daunting in terms of the transformation that they are witnessing taking place. They're seeing you as somebody very different, a more vibrant version of yourself than you were when they last were dealing with you. But it's something that they're also recognizing, the amount of change that is necessary and evolution that's necessary within themselves in order to really have the opportunity to start fresh and build in a better and more productive and lasting way in this connection than you both had in the past. But this longing, this desire with that Ace of Wands we had with this, this flame that is still within them, this that has, may at one point have kind of died down to an ember but never completely went out, that is now kind of flickered back to life. It's awakened. They're recognizing it. They're cherishing it. They're nurturing that. They are feeding that flame. And there's this desire to come back together with you, to give this love a chance, or to restart this love, to invest more in the connection, and really nurture and protect and support the connection in ways they may not have in the past. And they also say, I'm ready to be in a serious, committed relationship with you. So that's a beautiful message to close this portion of the reading with for you, group 3. And this speaks to, this emotional maturity that we saw with the King of Cups, where they may have been kind of not ready for love, not really not willing to kind of recognize the unique bond between the both of you in the past, allowing other kind of things to come in between that, or maybe just choosing to kind of move in another direction, to not really act upon this love in the past, maybe some kind of runner-chaser energy here, but something has changed, something has awakened within this person, the spark of inspiration is there, and there definitely, again, is this confirmation of this energy of wanting to move back into your direction, that you are most likely sensing or will be sensing energetically at first, and that can be, a confirmation then of this person energetically and within their thoughts, and even within the actions of kind of researching you, looking into you, seeing what how you've changed, how you've evolved, what's going on in your life, to kind of test the waters, sense your availability, with the hope that you'd be open to reestablishing something with them, to working toward coming together, kind of overcoming the obstacles, the distance, the pain, the separation, anything that may have occurred in the past. They're ready to work on this with you. It may be kind of a gradual process of moving away from things that no longer fit the desired outcome they have for themselves and with you in this relationship and in love. But evolution is taking place. This person is, making the effort, taking steps in small and large ways back in the direction of this connection. So I'm going to get a guidance card from Spirit for you, group 3. All right, and we have Moon Dance. Listen to the rhythm and sway along with the heartbeat of the universe. So this really speaks to, this with that moon, any kind of illusions, anything that was hidden feelings being expressed, this desire to come out of this darkness, this dark period of silence, of no contact, of even kind of the ignorance of the soulmate bond, or the denial of the soulmate bond between the both of you. There's a shift into, wanting to create a new cycle with you as well, to break any cycle of running and chasing or denying this connection, and really getting some clarity and truth, bringing those hidden feelings, those hidden emotions out into the open. This can also speak with that moon to, this process of kind of releasing things from their life, kind of reshaping their life, and kind of formulating what a plan of action towards you would be, what needs to be said, what needs to be done, kind of strategizing how to approach you, when to approach you, that all of these things, they're in this process, in this phase of planning before that revelation will happen, before they reveal themselves, before, what is now obscured and kind of just beneath the surface, sort of hidden within, or kind of out of your line of sight. It's happening kind of behind the scenes, that this person is getting to emerge out of that darkness, out of that silence, and really, through their actions and efforts, hopefully, compel and sway kind of the shift and the change of the dynamic between the both of you, to move into a new cycle, into a new direction of returning to harmony and balance, and really investing in, cherishing, and working on this connection. Unifying into this partnership to both move your lives forward together and individually, in a way that is more authentic and that is enriched by this partnership, as opposed to maybe some energy of resistance or denial that they may have been in previously. So I'm going to get some initials for you now. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. All right, so we have A, T, V, N, K, Z, X, R, U, S, I, and L. So those are your messages, group 3. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.